Mira had always believed that love was meant to last forever. She wasn't the kind of girl who fell in and out of love easily. When she cared with her whole heart. Maybe that was her strength, or maybe it was her biggest weakness. But when On came into her life, she didn't question anything. She simply felt that he was the one she had been waiting for, her forever person, her calm after the storms she had survived. In the beginning, everything felt beautifully effortless. On knew how to talk, how to look at her, how to make her feel as if the world had slowed down just for the two of them. He messaged her every morning, checked on her throughout the day, and always ended their nights with warm, comforting words. Mira felt safe with him in a way she had never felt before. She told herself that this was the love she had dreamed of, the kind that stays, the kind that doesn't change. She didn't realize that sometimes the beginning of a story is the only place where everything makes sense. Weeks turned into months, and the sweetness in On's voice slowly began to fade. Mira noticed the change before she admitted it. The calls that used to be long became shorter. The messages that once carried warmth now felt cold, almost forced. Sometimes he didn't reply for hours, and when he did, his responses were brief, like he was trying to end the conversation instead of continue it. She told herself he was busy, tired, stressed. She looked for excuses because she didn't want to accept the truth forming quietly inside her heart, that something was slipping away. One evening, she gathered the courage to ask him if everything was okay. On simply sighed and said, "I just need some space." The words hit her like cold water, but she smiled anyway, pretending to understand, pretending not to break. She told him she would give him all the space he needed, even though her heart was begging him not to let go. She convinced herself that after some time, he would come back, maybe even stronger. But days passed, and On drifted further away. It wasn't space he needed, it was distance from her. Mira cried silently in the nights, gripping her pillow and trying to understand what she had done wrong. She replayed every moment, every conversation, looking for mistakes she might have made. She remembered how deeply she loved him, how quickly she trusted him, and how easily she imagined a forever with him. And now she wondered if maybe she had loved him too much, too deeply, too sincerely. She wondered if her mistake was giving her heart to someone who never planned to keep it. Eventually, On stopped pretending. He called her one afternoon, sounding tired and distant, and told her that he didn't feel the same anymore. He said it softly, almost politely, like he was trying to make sure it hurt less. But heartbreak doesn't listen to softness. It hit her all at once, sharp, crushing, unforgiving. She wanted to ask him why. She wanted to know when his love faded, when he stopped trying, when she became too little or too much. But the words wouldn't come. She only listened, silent tears falling, while he ended everything the same way he had ended his messages, with quiet indifference. After the call ended, Mira felt like the world had gone still. She felt as if the air around her had disappeared. She sat in her room for hours, staring at nothing, holding on to memories that no longer meant anything. She remembered the way he laughed, the way he called her name, the way he promised he would stay. And she wondered how all of it could end so easily for him when it meant everything to her. She felt foolish, naive, and painfully human. The days after the breakup were the hardest. She woke up with heavy eyes, forced herself to go through routines that felt unfamiliar without him, and pretended she was fine when she wasn't even close. She deleted their old chats, but her heart remembered everything. She unfollowed him on social media, but his absence followed her everywhere. Heartbreak has a way of echoing inside you, even long after the noise stops. She felt its echo every day. But slowly, without even realizing it, Mira began to heal. Healing never comes all at once, it comes in tiny pieces, in quiet realizations. She started noticing the little things, how peaceful mornings felt, how comforting her own company was, how strong she was becoming without asking for strength. She learned to breathe without waiting for messages that would never come. She learned to smile without pretending. She learned that losing someone you love doesn't mean losing yourself. One day she woke up and realized something simple but powerful: she had survived. She had walked through heartbreak and come out on the other side. She no longer wanted answers from On. She no longer felt the need to understand his choices. She no longer waited for someone who chose to leave. And that was the moment she finally felt free. She understood then that not every love story is meant to last forever. Some people come into our lives only to teach us things we would never learn on our own. On taught her that love is beautiful, but it cannot be forced. He taught her that giving too much of yourself to someone who doesn't value it only leaves you empty. He taught her that sometimes the person you think is your forever is just a temporary chapter, and that is okay. Mira didn't regret loving him. She only regretted losing herself in the process. But the beautiful thing about letting go is that it gives you back the parts of yourself you didn't realize you were losing. She found her smile again, her peace again, her strength again. She found the version of herself that believed in love, not the kind that breaks you, but the kind that begins with loving yourself. She walked forward with a softer heart and a stronger mind. She kept the memories, but she released the pain. And somewhere deep inside, she understood the truth she had been avoiding. Forever isn't always a person. Sometimes, forever is just a lesson. Hey everyone, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I'd really appreciate it and it would mean a lot to me. Thanks for watch.